Perfect. Good morning, everyone. Probably just give it another minute just so everyone can get online and just so we can start this webinar. Too easy. I'll start this webinar just to remind everyone this session is recorded. So if you need to duck out at any point during this webinar, feel free to do. You'll see it on our social media page and our website if you need to re-watch this webinar. But first of all, I just want to say good morning to everyone and say thanks for taking the time to join us today for this webinar. My name is Anton Fatmalsili and I'm one of the brokers at HIA Insurance Services. I specialise in domestic building insurance, working with new and existing builders, from sole traders through to companies across the residential building industry. I'll be presenting today's webinar on the changes that will come to effect on the 1st of July 2026. We do also have a dedicated home warranty team that can support you and your business for home warranty here in Victoria. And just to mention, I am joined today by Tina, who is our manager for the home warranty team, and Dax, who is the state manager in Victoria. They will help me with any questions or any queries at the end of the presentation. So if you have any questions at any point, please pop them in the chat box. I will try to keep an eye on it, and we'll leave the Q&A for the very end of the presentation. So today, we're just going to cover some very important changes that will come to effect on the 1st of July 2026. In particular, the introduction of home warranty insurance in Victoria and what it means for you in practice. Just before we do start the presentation, I want to give a quick disclaimer. The information being provided today is a general advice only. We will hold another webinar in the next coming weeks to discuss the changes in depth. If you'd like tailored information about your business, please feel free to contact our office and we can give a more personalised discussion about your needs and situation. For now, I'll hand it over to Dax, who wanted to say a few words before we start the presentation.
Thanks, Anton. Good morning, everyone. What a way to start a Friday. Hope everyone's doing well and looking forward to a great weekend as well. I thought I'll just quickly jump in at the start to give everyone a bit of a update with regards to all the regulatory changes that's happening, that's been proposed, and that's going to come through on the 1st of July. So the biggest change that will happen is the scheme will move from a last resort to a first resort scheme. So that's going to be a big change. And what that means for you is that currently a builder will need to be deemed as insolvent, dead, or having disappeared in order for cover to be claimed under the domestic building insurance policy. But moving forward, none of those triggers need to take place. The client can directly go to the BPC and lodge a claim if there is a dispute that cannot be mitigated between yourselves and the client. I'll certainly touch on these things in more detail at our next webinar because I'm just conscious of time. But that's one of the biggest changes that's coming through. And the other one that's, and some of the other key changes that's happening as well is cover will be deemed once the contract is signed. And from that time, you've got 10 days to apply for homeowner's warranty. And what happens there is that the expectation is that the builder will apply and pay for home warranty insurance within that 10-day period, because moving forward, even if the warranty policy has not taken has not been purchased, cover is deemed under new legislation. The other change that's happening is currently there is a 10% tolerance for builders to go above their maximum threshold. For instance, if you've got a total construction limit of $10 million, the BPC currently allows a tolerance of an extra 10%. So meaning you can operate at 11 million mark. However, moving forward from 1 July, that 10% tolerance will no longer apply, and builders are expected to operate within their tolerance level. The other big change that's coming through is where jobs won't automatically drop off after 12 months and will need to be manually marked off by supplying completion notices. This will have a big impact on any of you who build in greenfields, where the titling alone can sometimes take 12 months, and then the build time could be a few more months after that. So effectively, jobs that get marked off automatically in the system right now after 12 months will be carried over to an extended period until the job is actually completed. So meaning that you would need to, I would suggest, engage with us to understand what your limit requirements are based on the jobs that you currently have and you will have over the next 12 months or 24 months, so that we can forward plan and make sure that you have the adequate covers in place to place those insurance covers without any delays. Anton will cover off some of the other key changes as well, and I'm happy to jump in at a later stage if there's any other questions. Thanks, Anton.
Perfect. Thank you, Dax. Dax did highlight some very important information that will definitely be covered throughout the presentation. So you might find me repeating myself, but it's information that is worth noting down. So too easy. So we'll just get started with the presentation. So just very quickly about HIA Insurance Services. We're a specialist insurance broker for the residential building industry. We were established in 1984 as a joint venture between Aon and the Housing Industry Association, HIA. We support builders with domestic building insurance, home warranty, eligibility and certificate issues, practical risk and education. Our focus is in expertise, advocacy, and reliable service. So making sure you understand the requirements for the right cover in place. So as we mentioned, from the 1st of July, the BPC, also known as the Building and Plumbing Commission, is introducing the home warranty insurance. So home warranty is a new mandatory insurance cover, as Dax mentioned, that builders must purchase on behalf of the homeowner for the residential building projects. That goes up to 3 stories and with a contract value of more than $20,000. Compared with what you currently pay for domestic building insurance, also known as DBI, the introduction of home warranty will mean an estimated premium increase of around 5%. So that's definitely key to remember, that from the 1st of July, once the home warranty insurance kicks in, there will be a 5% increase to the premiums. The increase is mainly driven by the maximum cover increasing from $300,000 under DBI to $400,000 under the home warranty insurance. The aim of providing greater protection for the homeowners when something goes wrong. So what exactly is home warranty? So from the 1st of July, home warranty insurance replaces domestic building insurance for new eligibility and is designed to provide stronger protection for homeowners than the current DBI arrangements. Home warranty will apply to the new eligibility domestic building works in Victoria from that date. Another important note for existing companies that's out there or existing sole traders, that any existing DBI policies and certificates that you already have in place will continue under the DBI scheme. They don't change and they stay on the current terms and conditions until they do expire. Another key point is around who provides the cover. So the BBC becomes the sole not-for-profit provider of home warranty from the 1st of July. The private domestic building insurance market does close for the new business under the scheme from that date, from the 1st of July, and private insurers will continue to support existing DBI policies until they expire. So in short, new work moves from the home warranty environment while all the existing DBI cover stays as it is. So home warranty is there to protect the homeowners when there are serious issues and the builders can't or won't fix them. So similar to DBI, it responds to major defects, non-compliant work, incomplete work. Typically when builder is unable to complete or fix the works or unwilling to rectify. Some time frames, the cover may be available for up to 6 years from that date the property is occupied, including 6 years of structural defects and 2 years for non-structural defects. These are some important limitations in the home warranty and does not apply when homeowners use unregistered builders. So now I'll just go into a bit more detail just about the cover and actually how it works in practice. So at the start of the cover, the homeowner is covered from the earliest of when the builder pays the home warranty premium, when the builder starts to carry out building works, or when the builder signs a major domestic building contract. This is very important to note as well, that when builders will have 10 days to pay the home warranty premium from the date the contract is signed. So when builders sign the contract, they do have 10 days to get that home warranty certificate as soon as the contract is signed. So under the home warranty, the homeowner is protected with the following cover. So I'll just list out what's there. So the maximum cover available from the 1st of July is 400,000. Structural major defects, including waterproofing, weatherproofing, are covered up to 6 years after the work is completed or when the contract is terminated. Non-structural defects, such as painting and joinery, are covered up to 2 years after completion, or again, contract is terminated. Non-compliant work that doesn't meet the required regulations is also covered. Incomplete work is covered, but is capped at 30% of the total contract price, including agreed variations. Home warranty also covers homeowners for lost deposits where the following work has not started. Certain out-of-pocket costs, such as accommodation, removal, and storage, are covered up to 12,000. Cover to secure a building site is capped at maximum of 5,000. And lastly, the swimming pools are covered and capped at an overall 400,000 limit. So yeah, this gives you a clearer picture on exactly on what's included under the new scheme and where some of the caps and limits sit. And just to keep in mind, I'm sure there's lots of questions around this. Again, this is just general advice. We will have webinars in the next coming weeks where we'll go in depth with the new scheme. So home warranty is a part of the broader set of tools, and it will be available to the BPC come 1st of July to protect the consumers and getting buildings fixed. So there are two main new powers to be aware of. The first one being new rectification power. So builder of class 2 apartments buildings will be required to notify the BPC 6 months before the occupancy permit is due to be issued. So this allows the BPC to inspect or make sure the building is safe and compliant before people move in. So if defects or non-compliance are identified during the inspection period, they'll need to be rectified before the occupancy permit can be issued. So failing to notify can lead to significant financial penalties. For individuals, it's 100,000 or more, and for the companies, it's 500,000 or more. So if you fail to notify, again, it can lead to financial penalties, and that's, I'm assuming, last thing that the builders want. For the second main new power is the new rectification order power. This will allow the BPC to act against a builder if serious defects are identified after the homeowner has moved in. So if a building is unwilling or unable to comply with a rectification order, the homeowner may be able to make a claim under the home warranty. So in addition to the insurance cover itself, there's a stronger regulatory framework aimed to getting defects identified and fixed, and ensuring that where that doesn't happen, home warranty is there to back up the homeowners. So we've got some potential questions that you may ask that we have put down. So once obviously the 1st of July comes around, you're probably wondering for existing builders what that means for you. So what happens to my existing DBI certificates? So all BPC DBI policies and certificates issued from the 1st of July will stay in force with the current terms. There is no change to those certificates. They will just move into the new home warranty insurance scheme. Another question that we may see is, how do I get that new premium rates? So you'll be able to get that new premium rates via the BuildVic portal. We can also help you on our end as well. If you contact us, we can definitely send those through. But again, we won't have that available till the 1st of July. So as I mentioned in the previous slide, there is a 5% increase come 1st of July. So, but we won't have the official charts until after the 1st of July. You can access that through the BuildVic portal, or you can contact us. What about certificates in my BuildVic cart? This is definitely an important one to note down. So certificates in the cart that haven't been purchased by the 31st of June will be withdrawn by the BPC. So if you've got jobs coming up in the next few weeks, definitely get it in before the 31st of June, because once it goes to the 1st of July, it will be withdrawn. So this applies to refer certificates that haven't been approved by then. So it's worth definitely rechecking your forecast of works and getting those certificates prior to 31st of June. What if you amend a certificate after the 1st of July? So the amendment will result in extra premium. So the extra amount will be charged at the new home warranty premium and not the old DBI rate. So for example, if you put an amendment through on the 31st of June, don't get it till after 1st of July, you'll be charged that extra premium to match that new home warranty rate. So again, very important to get all your certificates done prior to the 31st of June. Some information around the BuildVic portal that you may have queried. So access will still stay the same. Your current login and MFA will stay the same. So you don't need to re-register that. Some real-time information, so you can view your details and certificates and applications at any time. There won't be any changes to that. But it's also a good idea to check your records and your current information are accurate once the new home warranty scheme comes through. Some visibility around limits. So BuildVic gives you a clear view of your limits in one place, which helps you plan your works for the next coming months. Some fast certificate processing, so you can process and purchase certificates directly through the portal. They can be issued immediately, so that can help you avoid delays. Perfect. So just to summarize from this webinar, before we go into Q&A, just to summarize, from the 1st of July 2026, home warranty insurance replaces DBI for new eligibility domestic building insurance in Victoria. The minimum contract value moves to $20,000 and the maximum cover increases to $400,000. I know I've said it a few times, but there is a 5% increase to the premium rates. So do keep in mind from the 1st of July that will come into play. Existing DBI certificates continue unchanged, but any certificates left unpaid in the BuildVic cart will be withdrawn from the 31st, after the 31st of June. The BPC becomes the sole provider and BuildVic remains your central portal for eligibility, limits, and certificates. Our role at HIA Insurance Services is to help you understand these changes and how they apply to your business. So definitely reach out to us. We have a barcode here that you can scan if you want to submit your online inquiries or request a callback. Definitely use that, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions after this webinar. But again, we're definitely here to help and support you and your business. But we'll move into questions. But that brings us to the end of this webinar. I'm sure there'll be some questions, which I'll hand it over to Tina and Dax. Didn't get a chance to look at it. But thank you again for joining today's webinar. And again, we'll have a few webinars set out in the next coming weeks where we'll address the home warranty insurance in depth. Perfect. We'll just go.
Thanks, Anton.
Yep.
Clearly, lots of changes coming through, and I just want to once again give all of our clients reassurance that we are here to support you. We are here to pretty much be your advocate with the BPC, and please liaise with us if you have any questions, any queries. Yeah, we are certainly here to make sure that we can certainly provide you with that support and advice that you need. I just want to quickly touch. I've seen a couple of questions come through in the Q&A chat, so thank you so much. Keep them coming through as well. Just with regards to the proposed MFR structure, there was quite a few questions that I saw on the chat. So one, that was the initially proposed MFR regulations had trusts being wound down over a period of time, but the BPC has certainly listened to the advocacy and the lobbying done by HIA, master builders, yourselves, and us to I guess have a common sense understanding that a trading structure doesn't really determine a builder's ability to build and the quality of the product that you guys do as well. So with that said, trusts are going to be allowed moving forward. Now keep in mind, they are this is going to be a transitional period for 2 years until the BPC finalizes the MFR structure from 2028 onwards. But for the next 2 years, there's going to be no changes to how trusts are deemed, whether it's a discretionary trust or a unit trust. It's still going to remain the same, so which is great news for any builder operating under a trust structure. There are some positives that's come out of this. One is if you are a builder with a turnover or a maximum construction limit of over $20 million, previously your net equity or your ANTA had to be 5% of your total construction limit. So up to 20 million in turnover, it still is 5%. So basically for a $20 million limit, you need to show $1 million, which is 5% of 20 million. But if you operate over $20 million, the calculation is 3% plus 400,000. So when you work out the sums, it becomes less onerous on yourselves to retain profits or have bank guarantees or whatever mechanisms in place to support your limits. So the requirement for your limit over $20 million is going to be much less than what it currently is. They've also made it very clear that one of the other critical aspects that they would look at is with regards to any ATO debts. So my recommendation to all of my clients is to make sure that that you continue to pay your debts on time, but please pay special attention to your ATO clearing account and make sure that those debts are paid on time, because that can be a trigger for the BPC to request for a review. And if a review is called, then assessment will be done under MFR regulations. Because what's been proposed is every single builder that holds a current letter of eligibility with the BPC as of the 30th of June will be transitioned across without any changes. But if there is a need for you to increase your limit or the BPC requires a assessment to be carried out, that assessment will be done under MFR regulations. So there could be a positive or a negative aspect to that. But once again, my recommendation is to liaise with us. And what we always do is carry out an internal assessment before we submit the documentation to the BPC. So this way we have an open conversation with you to let you know, yep, you know what, based on your current financials, you will meet the ANTA requirements. And if not, these are some of the suggestions that we would recommend you carry out before we launch the application. In the end, the decision is yours. If you strongly believe that you have a strong enough case, we would certainly run with your advice. But that's the process that Anton and his team would undertake in terms of making sure that there is that triage that takes place before the application gets through to the BPC. Because unlike now, where there is flexibility in the decision making, where we can negotiate terms for better or worse, moving forward, it's going to be black or white. There's going to be no gray areas where the BPC will recommend any terms to come for the builder to meet. It'll be pretty much, your ANTA requirements are this, and based on our calculations, this is pretty much going to be your maximum construction limit. Which is why, once again, to reiterate, my suggestion is to liaise with us, engage us early as possible before that need arises, especially given what I said earlier with regards to jobs not automatically going to be dropping off after 12 months, and the fact that the BPC won't allow that 10% tolerance anymore. That's pretty much all I had. Tina, anything else that you would like to add?
There's just a couple of questions that we could go into very quickly. Excuse me. There's one about a current eligibility in place at the moment, and the wait time is 8 to 10 weeks. but just to let all our builders know that those wait times have drastically reduced at the moment, and we're seeing them come back a lot quicker. So that's some good news in terms of any eligibility that you may have in place at the moment, or that you're thinking about any reviews in the future. Another question is, do you have to reapply for your insurance limits? The answer is no. So you will just transition straight over to the new home warranty scheme with your current limits. And maybe just another question to answer, confirming that any job under 20,000 will not need a certificate. So it's only jobs over 20,000 where you will have to purchase a certificate from the 1st of July. There was just some questions there that I thought we could quickly answer. There's a few other questions that we can put and send back detailed answers to after the webinar. I think that's all for today in terms of what we've presented. Like Anton and Dax have said, please reach out to us so that we can really have a chat to you about your personal situation, your personal circumstances within your business. We're always here to support our builders. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.